it's Amaje back here with another video. Today we're about to be reacting to 10 gimmicks that didn't work beyond the respective era. 10 Attitude Era gimmicks. I remember a whole bunch of like late 2010s and late 2000s gimmicks when people returned because Vince was so out of touch. They returned and they got zero crowd reaction, not even a boo, not even a who's that. They just was straight face gang. It was just basically like nothing. I really feel bad for those people, but like, hey, let's see who we got on here.
WWE Attitude Era gimmicks that just failed to work in the Ruthless Aggression era. Number 10. Gangrel. The Gangrel character is fondly remembered by fans, and it was a great part of the Attitude Era. With that being said, when WWE tried to bring the character back in 2004, it just didn't feel like the same, and the crowd were lukewarm at best. The character would return during the main event level story arc between JBL and The Undertaker, and Gangrel would be brought back as he was a member of the Ministry of Darkness. The visual of Gangrel in a 2004 WWE just wasn't right, and it was understandable why WWE didn't sign Gangrel to a new deal. Gangrel would also return along with Viscera, and unlike
It's really sad that the only thing this nigga had was a vampire gimmick. I think this nigga also got like permanent fangs in his mouth from that. This nigga was so dedicated to the gimmick that he really wanted that shit to work back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, these people were so crazy. I heard Goldust wanted to get real titties to fucking make his little weird, I guess, sus character work. And luckily Vince McMahon wasn't in the right head when he said that. He told that nigga no. That would have been so fucking weird.
Gangrel, Viscera would be re-signed with the company, but the more gothic elements of his character would be heavily stripped back, and he was given a number of new characters during his final run in the promotion. Number 9. Test. Test was involved in several huge storylines during the Attitude Era, yet his run in the subsequent eras wasn't exactly stellar. WWE did at least try with Test, and they gave him high-profile matches against the likes of The Undertaker and Scott Steiner, yet the fans just didn't care about what he was doing. His gimmick somewhat evolved in 2002 when he would enter into a storyline with Stacy Keibler, yet Test didn't have the charisma to pull this character off, and WWE eventually went in a different direction. When Test was used for the relaunch of ECW, he would debut a brand new look, yet even this impressive physique didn't endear him to the crowd. Number 8.
And that's really sad, but I mean, you can either like float or drown as a wrestler. If you have the physique and like at least some athleticism, you have to at least practice being good on the mic because like that's where like sells the character too. Because like you can be shit in the ring. Like I think Enzo Amore I like Enzo Amore, don't get me wrong, but like he kind of sucked in the ring like back in like 2016. He worked on it. I seen recently, but like he kind of sucked in the ring. But Big Cass was doing all the work, in the ring. But he wasn't talking. But this nigga was like fire as fuck on the mic, but like kind of a little iffy in the ring.
Sable. The women's roster had vastly changed by the time WWE arrived in the Ruthless Aggression era. The roster had names such as Trish Stratus, Lita, Victoria, and Jazz in top roles, so when Sable returned to the company in 2003, she felt out of place and the crowd were less than enthusiastic regarding a return. While she was popular several years prior, the crowd had moved on. Complete WWE run during the Ruthless Aggression era was a sign that not everything works across different eras, as the desires of the fans change and types of wrestling that they want to consume can evolve. Number 7. D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, I heard they did her dirty back in like the 90s when her first run was they fired her on some weird stuff and then like her husband at the time told her not to come back and she just came back and it's really sad that that run did not work.
What went wrong with D'Lo Brown in WWE? During the height of the Attitude Era,
This nigga, sorry, every time this nigga came out, it was legendary. What this nigga always did that little stupid ass head bob. Oh my fucking god, bro! This nigga did that head bob when he was just going along, bro. Vince McMahon said, Vince McMahon said he liked it, and that nigga said he gonna keep it going. That shit was crazy.
was considered by many as one of the most underrated stars of the time period. Brown was even a name that fans would often label as a future world champion, and if you examine his work in 98 or 99, it's easy to see why fans hold Brown in such high regard. However, during the final few years of the era and into the subsequent era, Brown would fall further and further down the card and fans completely forgot about him. Brown's gimmick and character just didn't hold up after the year 2000, and the X factor that Brown had, which related to his in-ring ability, was now gone, as WWE had hired so many elite level performers, meaning that Brown became an afterthought for both WWE and their core audience. Number 6. Hardcore Holly. Hardcore Holly was an entertaining part of the Attitude Era, as his work, particularly alongside Crash Holly, left fans with lasting memories. Beyond the Attitude Era, Holly's work in both the Ruthless Aggression Era and the start of the PG Era didn't exactly deliver at the level WWE wanted. In his later years, Holly would work closely with Cody Rhodes, yet Holly often struggled to obtain any sort of reaction, and although
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I ever heard of Hardcore Holly, since I didn't like really watch wrestling, probably like early in like 2006 because I was 6 years old. But that's the first time I ever heard him was with Cody Rhodes, honestly, because he was partner up with him, and that's like the first time I ever heard of Hardcore Holly. And it really sucks that this nigga was like this good of a wrestler, but like the crowd just didn't mesh well with him.
his in-ring work was still at the same level, the fans were just ready to see newer stars in Holly's established role. Number 5. Val Venus. When WWE gave Val Venus the adult film star gimmick, they clearly knew that the gimmick had a shelf life. The nature of the gimmick means that there's not really a lot you can do with it. By 2000, Venus was portraying other gimmicks, and he would even join the Right to Censor faction. After the end of the Attitude Era, WWE would try to recapture the magic of the original character, as Venus would now go under the name of the Big Valboski. Unfortunately for Venus, WWE just didn't want to commit to a decent push.
I know this nigga just didn't take a damn frog splash from Rikishi. Oh fuck! No, that was a Samoan drop. Oh my god, that bro. I know he didn't get paid that much, but like, I wish he got paid. That nigga was on top of the goddamn steel cage too. Ugh, just imagine that shit. Ugh. Bro, Val Venus, this nigga, this nigga was a fucking weirdo, bro. Especially that one little segment I seen on YouTube. I think they ran a segment with some Chinese dudes or Japanese dudes. Sorry if I get it mixed up, but like they talking about, oh, choppy choppy your penis. Like, what? What the fuck was the writers even thinking back then, bro? That shit, even for the early 2000s, that shit was fucking lame.
So the gimmick failed to connect with the WWE audience. After some random gimmicks, including an authoritative gimmick, WWE would once again bring the gimmick back in 2003, and at this point, it was more sad than anything else. Nobody wanted to see Venus using the gimmick during the Ruthless Aggression Era, and it was almost painful to see him get such little fan support from the audience. Number 4. Billy
Damn.
Gunn. Billy Gunn was a key part of DX as well as the New Age Outlaws during the Attitude Era, and this helped Gunn get insanely over with the audience, so much so that they would give Gunn the King of the Ring victory in 1999. Whilst his popularity definitely dwindled after the 99 King of the Ring victory, they did try to keep him around in featured roles, yet when Gunn was still using his Attitude Era character during the Ruthless Aggression Era, it was evidently a sign that they had zero idea what to do with him. WWE did attempt to freshen up the gimmick in late 2001 with the Billy and Chuck character arc, yet even this didn't last long, and it wasn't before long that the Attitude Era presentation of his character would reappear on TV. Having legacy gimmicks around in subsequent eras is never a bad thing, yet this
That really fucking sucks because, like, I'm sorry, all I ever seen Billy Gunn as, like, he's a good wrestler, but like, all I've ever seen him is like as a tag team wrestler because like the fucking Outlaws were legendary, and like, if when he was alone, it didn't come off as a threat. I feel like if they probably came up with like something better for him, he probably would have came off as like, oh, like a threat and like more of a, entertaining personality. But like, all he had was, I'm an ass man. That was the only thing I remember about this nigga.
should always have a substantial purpose behind their existence. Gunn using the Mr. Ass gimmick in 2004 was something to behold, and it was just a case that that style of gimmick was a product of its time. Number 3. Grandmaster Sexay. Now, the Attitude Era fans love Too Cool, and they loved the interactive elements of their gimmick, but one member of the group who struggled when the group disbanded was Grandmaster Sexay, as he was basically doing the entire gimmick by himself, just without Scotty 2 Hotty or Rikishi. In 2004, WWE would bring him back into the fold, and he should have been given a new gimmick, as a dancing gimmick would immediately be rejected by a 2004 audience. Unfortunately, WWE believed they knew better, and ultimately, Sexay's ruthless aggression return managed to become one of the biggest flops of the era. In 2011, he would cameo on Raw during the Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler feud, and to say that Sexay received one of the weakest pops imaginable would be an understatement. It was as if the fans had no idea who he was, and there was visible confusion as Sexay did his trademark dance on the way to the ring. Number
I'm sorry, bro. I seen this. I don't know. I don't remember watching it live, but I seen this like clip by on my own time. This clip was just so goddamn like cringy. I hate to say it, but it was just cringy as hell. Like just imagine you coming out and like there's like fucking crickets. Nobody know who you are, no reaction, no nothing, no booing, no pop or no nothing. It's just them just staring at you. That had to be like the most fucking rough shit ever. But hey, rest in peace, Grandmaster Sexy, man. Well, Grandmaster Sexy. I mean, I keep repeating what this nigga say.
2. Rikishi. Now, a heel turn can often change the trajectory of a pro wrestler's career. This was the case with Rikishi in 2000. Rikishi was revealed to be the man who ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
Hey, hold on. I did it for the Rock. I did it for the people. Oh my god, that gimmick, bro.
as a result, WWE had to change everything about his presentation. The fun elements of the gimmick were stripped back, and this heel turn didn't do Rikishi any favors, and in 2001, WWE would end up bringing back the more comedic side of Rikishi's character. Whilst the character did remain somewhat popular, the gimmick just didn't reconnect in the same way again. The heel turn did irreversible damage to his reputation amongst the fanbase, and WWE should have definitely given more care to the now infamous 2000 heel turn. During Rikishi's final few years in WWE, he would mainly be used as a lower card talent, and he would even rekindle his Too Cool partnership with Scotty 2 Hotty, yet the novelty of the Too Cool reunion quickly died off, and WWE were in a state of creative flux when it came to the former IC champion. And number 1, the APA. WWE vastly reduced the role of the APA on television between 2003 to 2004. The duo would mainly be used to put over up-and-coming tag teams, and whilst they admittedly still got a positive response from the fans, the mystique and aura that was present early on during their run as a duo was dwindling. This was likely a reason as to why WWE decided to separate them in 2004, as after an influx of top names leaving the promotion, they needed new top guys, and Vince McMahon believed that Bradshaw was perfect for the role. Bradshaw would become JBL, and JBL would become WWE Champion, becoming one of the most established top guys within a few short months. This was the right call, as the APA act was becoming tiresome, and if the tag team combination lasted any longer than they did, it may have impacted the legacy of the team itself.
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad they like went through that with the APA because like it I mean it probably wouldn't have been doing nothing if they kept going. And look what they got out of it. They got JBL out of it. Bro, nigga, that nigga like a fucking most hated heel of all time. At least I hate that nigga. I respect him, but like I still hate him. And oh, bro, oh my god, bro, about the Rikishi thing, Rikishi, oh my god, bro, just imagine having to take that his finisher, bro, some dude's ass in your face. Oh, come on, bro. That's not respectable to me, man. I would probably quit WWE right there. I don't give like fuck if my future was bright there. That should have made me quit. And you know what nasty story that I heard about that shit? They said that nigga Rikishi didn't wipe one time and he stuck his face in somebody's he stuck his ass in somebody's face. I meant that's fucking disgusting. Oh, that just makes me want to fucking barf. But hey, if you guys want to see some more WWE reactions or wrestling reactions, like and subscribe. We on the road to 200 subscribers. Don't forget to sub up, man. But hey, catch you guys later.